second graders, Miss Diorio here from Citizenship Academy with your lesson 3 in module 5 today. So you're definitely going to want something to write with and something to write on. We are going to practice 2 different strategies for adding multiples of 100. Now what that means is like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, so on and so forth. And some tens, so like it might be 530 plus 640. We're going to practice adding those. We're going to practice adding those 2 ways. One way, the arrow way, which you're pretty familiar with, and sometimes we're going to be able to use a little bit of mental math because you might start to see some patterns within these numbers. So let's start off today with our application problem. So our application problem today says a children's library sold 27 books. Now they have 48 books. How many books were there to begin with? Okay, what I'd like you to do is pause, talk to someone at home about what the problem is asking, and then write me a number sentence. Don't solve the number sentence yet because I want to make sure we are on the right track and we have this right number sentence. So pause, talk to someone at home about what the question is asking, and then write a number sentence. Good. So the problem is asking how many books were there to begin with. How many books were there all together at the beginning? So are we going to add these 2 numbers or subtract them? Add these 2 numbers or subtract them? Yeah, we're going to add them. So your number sentence should say 27 plus 48. Now, I'm going to have you pause and solve in a second, but I want to give you a little bit of a hint about how to solve. So right now, I'm looking at this number 48. How many do we need to get from 48 to its next 10, or 48 to 50? 2, right? If I were you, to make this a little bit easier for your brain, I would break this number down and take those 2 out. Okay? That's just my opinion. But I want you to pause, solve, try it, and then we'll talk about it. Ready? Okay, so before you solved on your own, I talked about how I need 2 more to get 48 to its next 10. So I'm going to take those 2 out of 27. I'm going to decompose it, and I get 25 and 2. Now I can add pretty easily. So 48 plus 2 is going to get us to 50, right? And then my next step is to add 50 plus our extra 25. We get to 75. So there were 75 books in the library to begin with. Thumbs up if you got it. Good job. Okay, let's do a little bit of fluency practice. I just want you to tell me this answer. You don't have to write it down. How many more 1s does 8 need to make a 10? 2. Very good. So let's say that addition sentence. Tell me what that addition sentence would be. Yeah, it's going to be 8 plus 2 equals 10. Very good. All right, this one's similar but a little bit different, so listen carefully. How many more tens does 8 tens need to make 10 tens? So in this problem, we were talking about 1s. Now we're talking about tens. How many more tens does 8 tens need to make 10 tens? Good. Same idea. 2 tens. Now I want you to tell me that addition sentence. Good. 8 tens plus 2 tens equals 10 tens. Now, using what you know here, tell me how much more does 80 need to get to 100? Yes. So right here we said 8 tens plus 2 tens equals 10 tens. So if we transfer that to the value of those numbers, 80 needs 20 to get to 100. So now I want you to tell me that in an addition sentence. Good. 80 plus 20 equals 100. Let's do a different one. How many more 1s does 4 need to make 16? I'll give you a second. How many more 1s does 4 need to make 16? Good. 12 1s. Now say that addition sentence. Yep. 4 plus 12 equals 16. Same idea, a little bit different. How many more 10s does 4 10s need to make 16 10s? Yeah, 12 10s. Same idea. Now say that addition sentence with the starting with the 12 10s. Good. 12 tens plus 4 tens equals 16 tens. Keep this in your brain. Okay? Good. All right, let's move on. So this is where we're going to start adding with a little bit of mental math, a little bit of the arrow method. So here's our first problem. We're going to start by using the arrow method. I'm going to write 420 on my board. I want you to do the same on your paper. Now from here, we're going to use the arrow method and we're going to add 100. What's 420 plus 100? 520. Good. Now, from there, we're going to use the arrow method and add 10. What's 520 plus 10? Very good. 530. Good. Okay. Now, how much did we add in all? How much did we add in all? 110. Beautiful. Now, I want you to write me a number sentence adding 420 to how much we added with our answer. Write that now. Good. So it should be 420 plus 110 that we added with the arrow method equals 530. All right, let's try another one. 550 plus 200. So what I want you to write on your paper is 550, and then show me the arrow way. 200 equals what? Good? Awesome. So your paper should look like this. Now we're going to add another 50 to that. So show me the arrow way. You're going to add another 50. What'd you get? Good. All right. Now we're going to add another 10. So I'm going to write mine down here because I ran out of space. So I'm starting at 800 and I'm going to add another 10. Still using the arrow way. What did you get? Good. All right. We're going to stop here on this one because what I want you to do is write me a number sentence starting with 550, adding in what we added to get to 880. I'm going to do the same. Oh, not 880, 810. Sorry about that. Ready? You should have had 550 plus 260 equals 810 because we added 200, 250, 260. Good? All right, let's try this one. Show me the arrow way of writing this. 280 plus 200. So you're going to start with 280, and then we're going to arrow way add 200. What'd you get? Good. All right, now add another 20. You should notice something happen when you add that 20. Yeah, we're going to get to an even 500. We jumped up to that next 100. Good. Now we're going to add another 10. Good. And there we go. Now I want you to tell me the number sentence taking 280 plus what is going to equal 510. Show me that on your paper now. Got it? You should have 280 that we started with plus 200, 220, 230, 230 equals 510. Awesome job. All right, now try this one on your paper. 400 plus 200. That's an easy peasy one. You got that. 400 plus 200. 600. Good. Now, using what you know from this one, what do you think this answer is going to be? I noticed that this number is just 70 more, so I'm going to add 70. What did you notice? So I did it this way. You could have done it a different way, though. I just noticed 470 was 70 more than 400. So I just added another 70, got 670. You also could have just done 470 and jumped 200 to 670. That's also an option. Either way works. Now try this one using what we know. 270 plus 470 plus 210. Okay. What I'm noticing What'd you notice? Yeah, me too. I noticed that 210 is adding another 10 on, so I just did an arrow away and added another 10 on. Makes sense, right? Ooh, okay. Now we're going to add another 20. I think I know what's going to happen when we add that other 20 in, but go ahead and solve yours on your own using that arrow method. What happened when we added that extra 20 in? It brought us to that even 700 number. Awesome work. All right. Your exit ticket today is going to be adding, chose an answer for you, adding 2 3-digit numbers together just like we did today with the arrow method. So you're going to start at 440 and you're going to arrow method add, okay? You're going to notice that numbers 2 and 3 build off of number 1 in the same way that we did here, so use what you know. Same thing with numbers 5 and 6, they build off of number 4. So if I were you, I would write the answer to number 1 on the top of your paper, solve for 2 and 3 underneath. Use what you know to help solve for what you don't, just like we did here. Same thing with number 4, put number 4 at the top, solve 5 and 6 underneath. It'll help you by build off of what you know, adding on to figure out what you don't. That's our lesson for today. Good job, guys.